This is Lesson 58 in Saxon's second edition of Algebra 1/2. And this lesson is on decimals, fractions, and percents, and having reference numbers for those. All of those things represent parts of a whole. Percent, we've talked about, means per hundred. And it is written with the percent sign. But the decimal number would be in hundredths, or two digits after the decimal. And then the fraction, if you'll look here at the 84%, 84 hundredths, and written as a fraction 84 hundredths, and you can see here the visual diagram. There are 16 blocks out of 100 left over, so 84 are shaded. This 84 over 100 is divisible by 4 at least. 4 would be 21 over 25, and that would be its lowest form. So you always want to try to simplify your fraction if you can, if it will reduce. Alright, so let's look at this one. Let's see, we've got 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. If 34 are left, that means that 66 out of 100 are shaded. We can write that as 66 hundredths or 66%. And 66 over 100 will reduce because obviously 2 will go into both numbers. So we could reduce it down to 33 over 50. And so this is how we do this. I'm not going to work these other two for you, but I've got a model here on the right, and you've got 100, 200, 300, and then there are 89 of these blocks covered. So we've got 189 over 50 is the same as 378%. So we've got 100, 200, 300%, and then let's see, 22. No, they're not 89. They're 78. I'm sorry, 78 that are shaded. So 3 and 78 hundredths, or 378%, and 378 over 100 reduces to 189 over 50. Alright, now reference numbers. If you know, for instance, that 50% is half, then 50% could be your reference number, and then you know that that's 1/2, and as a decimal that would be 0.5. Really what you want to do is try to memorize some of these reference numbers so that you have, you'll know exactly and not make less mistakes. In your lesson, they're going to have you complete some tables using reference numbers. So I've included in this lesson this equivalent reference card. You might want to write this down in your notebooks to just have it handy for a handy reference tool there in your notebook. And when I say you might want to, that means I expect that you will. And it'll be a very good tool for you doing these problems here on out. Alright, now here's a chart that's going to be very much like what you're going to have. Here we've got 0.25 is our decimal. Well, we know that's the same as 1/4, and that would be 25%. 3/10 would be 0.3, and as a percent it would be 0.3%. And so you can see how if I know 1, and these are kind of blurry, so we're not going to do any more. Let's see, we'll do 3/4. We can see it. 3/4 is the same as 0.75 or 75%. I think this is 20%. 20% would be 0.20 or 20 over 100, which reduces to 1/5. So that's what you can do with reference numbers. Let's go on and do your practice problems. Alright, if we have a decimal of 22/100ths as we do in A, then we know that that is 22 over 100 as a fraction. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Let's erase that. I'm filling in the chart in the wrong way. Sorry. 1/8 as a fraction. If I divide 1 by 8, I'm going to get my decimal number, and let's see, 8 will go into 1 no times, 1 time, 8, 2, that would be 2 times, and this is going to be 0.125. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So the decimal number is 0.125, and the percent is 12.5%, because I'm going to need to move my decimal 2 places. Alright, here I've got 0.22, so that's 22/100ths. I'm going to write that as 22 over 100, and then I'm going to reduce that to 11 over 50, and then that's going to be the same as 22%. Alright, good lesson. Remember to write that reference chart on page 2 down in your notebooks, and I will see you next time for lesson 59.